Ladies and gentlemen, the streets of Atlanta are on fire. And this time, it's not about music, money, or messy divorces. It's about murder, or at least an attempt that's now tearing friendships, families, and fan bases apart. Because tonight, the name Tiny Harris isn't trending for her music, her marriage, or her legacy. It's trending for a crime that's shaking the South to its core. Imagine waking up and seeing your favorite celebrity, the one who built an empire out of loyalty and love, dragged away in handcuffs after a video leak so dark. Fans are calling it the most disturbing thing ever caught on camera. A video that allegedly shows Tiny trying to harm Shekinah's baby. Yes, her best friend's baby, the same woman she used to laugh, cry, and pray with. The internet doesn't even know what to believe anymore. Was it jealousy, revenge, or something deeper? Something that's been boiling for years behind those filtered smiles and red carpet hugs. And here's the real question, the one nobody wants to ask. What could push a woman who's already lost everything to cross a line no mother should ever cross? Because that video leak didn't just expose an argument, it exposed a monster. And when you see what happened next, you'll question everything you thought you knew about friendship, fame, and forgiveness. Stay right here, because the real story behind Tiny's arrest is darker, bloodier, and way more personal than anyone imagined. They said Atlanta never sleeps, but last night it stopped breathing. Sirens echoed through the hills, helicopters circled above, and every gossip blog on the planet froze on one sentence. Tiny Harris has been arrested. The woman who once sang about love and loyalty is now being accused of something no love song can ever forgive: attempted murder. It all started with a single clip, a shaky, grainy video posted at 2:47 a.m. from a burner account called Truth Hurts ATL. The caption read, "So y'all still think she's innocent?" The clip was only 18 seconds long, but 18 seconds was enough to burn the internet alive. It showed a screaming match inside a living room that looked hauntingly familiar. Gold decor, crystal chandelier, the same layout fans recognized from Tiny's old Instagram lives. In the frame, a woman, allegedly Tiny, is seen lunging toward a stroller. The camera jolts. Someone yells, "Shekinah, grab him!" And then the clip cuts to black. That's all it took. Within minutes, hashtags exploded. Tinurina arrested. Justice for Shekinah's baby. ATL nightmare. Every fan, every hater, every ex-friend with a screenshot came running to the comments. Some cried, some defended, some just wanted blood. And by sunrise, the Fulton County Sheriff's Office confirmed the unthinkable. Tiny Harris was in custody for assault with intent to harm a minor. The city went silent, not because they believed it, but because deep down, they weren't shocked. They'd seen the cracks for months, the missing posts, the cryptic captions, the sudden distance between Tiny and Shekinah. What no one knew was how deep that distance really ran. Sources close to both women claimed the friendship had already died long before the video leaked. It just hadn't been buried yet. One insider told Gossip Spill Vibe they used to be inseparable. Then came the money, the men, and the lies. It was only a matter of time before somebody bled. And let's not pretend this was just about jealousy. Atlanta's social circle has been whispering for months about the baby's real father. The same rumor Tiny had tried to suffocate when that DNA test story first surfaced. Remember that? When Shekinah's baby allegedly belonged to T, everyone thought the storm had passed. Turns out that was only round one. According to sources, Tiny's arrest may have been the tragic finale of a breakdown that started weeks ago. Insiders say she'd been spiraling, calling producers in the middle of the night, demanding to edit footage from her reality show, accusing people of protecting liars. One assistant even claimed she destroyed a phone after seeing a message from an unlisted number signed with a single word, truth. But here's where it gets darker. Investigators reportedly found deleted footage from the same night of the incident. clipped Shekinah's home cameras, automatically backed up to the cloud. The footage allegedly shows Tiny arriving at Shekinah's house around midnight, wearing a hoodie and slippers. Witnesses say she looked emotionally gone. What happened next? No one knows for sure, but the timeline doesn't lie. 30 minutes later, neighbors called 911 after hearing glass shatter and a child screaming. The internet did what it always does. It chose sides. Team Tiny shouted setup, while Team Shekinah posted crying emojis and Bible verses. A fan tweeted, "This ain't love and hip-hop no more. This is love in handcuffs." Another wrote, "She used to sing about love and loyalty. Now she's singing to a judge. Brutal." But the most chilling part wasn't the memes. It was the silence from T. He said nothing. No statement, no denial, no defense, just ghost mode. Fans noticed he turned off comments on all his posts and deleted every photo of Tiny within hours of the arrest. That alone lit another fire. Was he protecting himself or hiding something worse? Rumor has it he'd already distanced himself weeks earlier, allegedly moving into a downtown condo under a music project cover. But those close to Tiny say she wasn't ready to let go. One friend told Gossip Spill Vibe, "She kept saying he owes me the truth. When she didn't get it, rage filled the space where love used to live." And rage in Atlanta spreads faster than Wi-Fi. By morning, clips of the arrest went viral. Flashing lights, cameras shouting. Tiny's head bowed low under a grey hoodie. Reporters screamed questions. "Did you do it? Is the baby okay?" She said nothing, just stared straight ahead, tears streaking through her lashes. The image was everywhere. YouTube thumbnails, Twitter banners, TikTok edits set to slow, sad remixes of understanding. But while fans wept, the prosecutors sharpened their knives. Word leaked that detectives had 2 eyewitnesses. One of them allegedly a relative of Shekinah. Another, a neighbor, claimed they saw Tiny's SUV speedway minutes before police arrived. Add to that the leaked voicemail making rounds online. A woman's voice, sounding exactly like Tiny's whispering, "She took everything from me. I just wanted to scare her." If authenticated, that voicemail could bury her. Meanwhile, Shekinah herself stayed off social media for 24 hours, then reappeared with a single Instagram story, a black screen, and the words, "God saw it all." No music, no caption, just that. Millions of views in under an hour. Every blog dissected the same question. Why? What could make Tiny snap like that? Some say guilt, some say revenge. Others whisper something much darker, that the leaked DNA scandal destroyed more than her marriage. It destroyed her identity, the once beloved matriarch of ATL's first family. Now branded as a liar, a cheater, and worse, the threat. But maybe this wasn't sudden at all. Maybe it was brewing for years, under the makeup, under the smiles, behind those reality TV confessionals. Because when a woman feels betrayed by both her husband and her best friend, sometimes her heartbreak doesn't cry. It erupts. And if the rumors are true, that eruption was caught in 4K. One blogger claims there's a longer version of the tape still circulating in private Discord groups. 47 seconds of chaos, showing what really happened after that cut-off scream. They say the baby cried. Shekinah shouted, "Get out!" And then the screen went black again, followed by footsteps and a door slam. No one's confirmed it yet, but the rumor alone has turned this case from celebrity drama into digital warfare. Fans are digging through cloud links, Telegram channels, even hacked drives, looking for the full clip. Police sources remain tight-lipped, saying only that the evidence speaks for itself. But let's be honest, in the court of the internet, evidence isn't truth. Virality is, and the more viral this gets, the harder it'll be for Tiny to escape the flames she lit herself. Because what started as gossip is now turning into an indictment, and every headline adds another nail to her reputation's coffin. And yet, Deep down, there's still one question no one can answer. If that video really shows what people think it shows, then who leaked it? Someone wanted Tiny to burn. Someone who knew the cameras were rolling. Someone who had access to her world. And whoever that someone is, they might just be the only person left who can prove what really happened that night. But before we get to that, let's rewind, because the night of the arrest wasn't the first time police were called to Shekinah's house. In fact, there were warning signs all along, signs everyone ignored until it was too late. The first police call came 3 weeks before the arrest. Neighbors reported disturbances, loud arguments, shouting, and a woman crying outside Shekinah's property at 2:09 a.m. Officers arrived, saw nothing, and left. No report filed, no names taken. But the body cam audio from that night, leaked just hours ago, captured something everyone missed. A trembling female voice saying, "She's trying to ruin me." The officer asked, "Ma'am, who's trying to ruin you?" The answer came faint but chilling, "My sister." That word sister was the lie that tied them together for years. Shekinah and Tiny weren't blood, but everyone in Atlanta knew they called each other that. Business partners, best friends, public ride or die energy until now. Fast forward to the night of the incident, and the puzzle pieces start snapping together. Investigators reportedly recovered deleted texts between Tiny and an unknown number saved under the name Angel. In one message, Tiny allegedly wrote, "She needs to pay. I can't keep pretending." Another read, "Tonight's the night. I'll get closure my way." Whether Angel was a code name or an accomplice, nobody knows. But the texts were timestamped less than an hour before the leaked video was recorded. Meanwhile, an anonymous whistleblower, claiming to be a former home security technician, contacted local media saying the leaked footage came straight from Shekinah's own security, feed accessed remotely by someone using an old login Tiny once had. If that's true, it changes everything. Did she plan the confrontation, or was she being watched, trapped, and framed by someone who knew her every move? Blogs ran wild. One headline screamed, "Inside job." Did Tiny hack the house? Another asked, who posted the tape? Tiny or her enemies? The narrative kept twisting every hour. Even conspiracy channels jumped in, blaming industry setups and ritual exposure. But the real twist came from a former assistant who went live on TikTok, claiming she saw Tiny the day before the arrest. She wasn't herself, the woman said, trembling on camera. She kept saying, "They took my baby. Now I'll take hers." The commenters lost their minds. Some called it proof of motive. Others said it was clout chasing. But the timing couldn't be ignored. Her statement hit the internet exactly 1 hour before the arrest warrant went public. As all this unfolded, Shekinah's family lawyer released a short, calculated statement. "My client and her child are safe. Justice will be pursued. Simple, cold, surgical." The kind of line that signals war without raising its voice. Meanwhile, the court of public opinion was already sentencing Tiny before she even saw a judge. Influencers dissected every frame of the leaked clip. Freeze frames, zoom-ins, red circles, arrows, the works. One YouTuber claimed he enhanced the audio and heard a male voice say, "Tiny, stop," right before the screen went black. Another swore he saw a reflection of someone filming from the doorway. If that's true, the clip wasn't leaked. It was recorded on purpose. So, who's behind the camera? That's the question haunting Atlanta. Some point fingers at Ty, claiming he filmed it to protect himself legally. Others blame Shekinah's cousin, who allegedly sold exclusive content to a gossip page for $15,000. A third theory says it was a setup, orchestrated by PR rivals, hoping to destroy Tiny before her rumored reality show reboot announcement. In the middle of the chaos, something unexpected happened. A second video surfaced, this one longer, 47 seconds. It showed police lights flashing outside the house, and a voice crying, "She's still inside. Before anyone could verify it, the clip vanished from every platform. DMCA strikes, takedowns, and mysterious copyright claims wiped it off the internet. Only a few low-resolution screen recordings survived, just enough to prove it existed. Fans started calling it the Missing 47, and as the digital detectives dug deeper, things got uglier. Reddit threads popped up with alleged screenshots from private group chats among Atlanta's elite talking about hush money, brand deals, and keeping this off BE. One message, allegedly from a network exec, read, "If that footage hits mainstream, every contract freezes." Translation: there's more at stake than reputations. We're talking millions. While Tiny sat behind bars awaiting bail, her team went radio silent. But a source close to the family leaked that she'd requested a mental health evaluation, claiming emotional exhaustion and trauma. Critics called it a sympathy move. Supporters called it a cry for help. Either way, it kept her name trending for another 48 hours. The worst kind of publicity gold. Meanwhile, Shekinah's baby became an internet symbol. Fans photoshopped angel wings on his picture, flooding timelines with captions like "protected by God" and "innocence doesn't deserve this." The public turned him into both martyr and miracle overnight, and through it all, one person stayed quiet. TR, no statements, no interviews, until an anonymous voice note surfaced online. It started with static. Then a deep voice said, "If they see that second clip, it's over for all of us." Fans froze the audio, compared tone patterns, and 89% of commenters agreed it sounded exactly like him. If true, that means someone inside his own circle recorded him. The internet called it Tipgate. Now law enforcement's facing pressure to act. Activists outside the courthouse chanted for equal justice, arguing that celebrities shouldn't get special treatment. News outlets reported that prosecutors were considering upgrading charges to child endangerment and unlawful entry. Chinese lawyers fired back, claiming fabrication, digital tampering, and emotional exploitation. But the streets weren't buying it. Every nail tech, every barber shop, every local diner had the same question looping. Did she really do it, or was she set up? And right when the story felt like it couldn't twist any further, a third leak dropped. The full police report, 3 pages stamped and signed, shared by a mysterious Twitter account that vanished right after posting. The report confirmed physical damage to the property: shattered glass, overturned stroller, and a minor with minor abrasions. The description matched Shekinah's son. That was enough. The internet snapped. One user wrote, "Forget sympathy. She almost hurt a baby." Another, "From Grammy nominations to mugshot, ATL's gone rotten." Even radio stations stopped playing escape classics, claiming respect for the victim's family. The empire Tiny built on loyalty, fame, and forgiveness was collapsing in real time. And yet, for every person calling her a monster, there were 2 saying, "Something's off." One insider told Gossip Spill, Vibe exclusively, Tiny might be guilty of losing control, but she's not evil. Someone wanted her to break, and they succeeded. Who could that someone be? The leaks, the setup, the anonymous burner accounts. All of it points to a puppet master pulling strings behind closed doors. A person who benefits most from Tiny's destruction. A person with power, reach, and revenge in their blood. Because here's what nobody's talking about: the financial motive. Days before the video leaked, Tiny was reportedly finalizing a 7-figure brand deal, a wellness line backed by a luxury label. If this scandal hits trial, that deal dies. Who leaked it gains leverage. Who gains leverage? The same people. Who gains leverage? The same people who've been circling her legacy like vultures since the DNA scandal. And suddenly it's starting to make sense. But if this was all planned, if someone orchestrated the leak, the timing, the destruction, then Tiny wasn't the only one caught on camera that night, because word around town says there's another recording, one that never made it online. A phone video from inside the house showing what happened before the stroller incident. The argument, the shove, the scream. That footage, they say, could flip the entire case upside down. So, where is it? Who has it? And why hasn't it surfaced yet? Because if the whispers are true, if that missing phone holds the truth, then someone's hiding more than just evidence. They're hiding the difference between guilt and survival. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is where this scandal takes its darkest turn. Because by the time that phone is found, it might be too late to save anyone's name, anyone's career, or anyone's soul. And just when everyone thought the chaos had peaked, it didn't. Because the phone everyone had been whispering about, it surfaced. Not in a courtroom, not in an evidence locker, but on the internet. At 4:12 a.m., a private Twitter account posted a clip titled, "The Truth Before the Baby." It showed what looked like Tiny pacing across Shekinah's living room, hands shaking, eyes red, muttering, "You think you can take everything?" Then another voice. Shekinah shouted back, "You took him from me first." The argument was raw, unfiltered, venomous. Then came the sound of something crashing, a baby crying, and finally silence. The internet went nuclear. Within 20 minutes, hashtags like "such a tiny tape," "Yachin the truth before the baby," and Ocha's ATL confession trended worldwide. The video hit 2 million views before it vanished. Deleted, gone. But it didn't matter. The damage was already done. Every blog had mirrored it. Every YouTube gossip channel uploaded reaction videos. And every fan screenshot, every single frame. And now the narrative flipped. Half of the internet screamed proof of guilt, while the other half said, that was an emotional breakdown, not attempted murder. Nobody agreed, but everyone watched. Police confirmed the clip was under review, but the real bombshell came from a former producer of Chinese reality show. He claimed the footage wasn't new at all. That's from weeks before the arrest. He said that clip was never supposed to see daylight. Someone wanted it out now for maximum destruction, which begs the question, who benefits from releasing the truth? Late enough to destroy her, but early enough to go viral. Fans started pointing fingers at T again, but this time it wasn't just rumor. Screenshots leaked of text messages between him and a known tabloid editor. Drop it after veil. One message read, "Timing's everything." Another, "Make sure it looks like she snapped, not like she was set up." If those texts are real, then T wasn't just silent. He was strategic. Imagine it, the husband distancing himself from the scandal while feeding it from behind the curtain. The internet didn't need confirmation. They decided the verdict. Ty set her up, started trending, and within hours, his comment sections turned into war zones. Fans begged him to speak, but all he posted was a black screen with 3 words, "God knows truth." That caption alone fueled another 48 hours of chaos. But here's where the story turns from scandal to tragedy. Because while the world screamed online, Tiny's legal team dropped their first major statement. They claimed she was the victim of psychological sabotage and emotional framing. They alleged that footage had been manipulated, spliced, and edited to remove context. Specifically, a moment where Tiny supposedly stepped back and said, "I'm leaving." And then, the leak that nobody saw coming dropped. A jailhouse voicemail. Tiny's voice, low and defeated. "Tell them I never touched that baby. Tell them I just wanted her to listen. I just wanted peace." That single line broke the internet. Even people who hated her started second-guessing everything, because villains don't beg for peace. They beg for silence. Shekinah, however, wasn't buying the sympathy. She went live again, tear-streaking, clutching her baby. "Peace," she said, voice trembling. "You came to my home at midnight with rage in your eyes. Peace left the moment you did." Over 500,000 viewers tuned in live. Comments poured in, half supporting her, half calling her dramatic. But one thing she said stood out. He told her something that night. That's why she came. He. Every viewer froze. Who was he? Everyone knew exactly who she meant. T. Suddenly the entire story turned upside down again. What if Tiny didn't come for the baby? What if she came for answers? A leaked phone transcript later that week seemed to confirm it. It showed a call between T and Tiny hours before the confrontation. In it, he allegedly said, "You need to stop blaming her for your pain." To which she replied, "Then why does she have my pain in her arms?" It's poetic, it's painful, and it's exactly the kind of line that ends marriages and fuels documentaries. By now, Atlanta wasn't just gossiping, it was dividing. Fans outside the courthouse held signs reading "Free Tiny," while others held justice for Shekinah. The energy was biblical, like watching two sisters fight in front of God. And TMZ. Then came the prosecutor's move. They requested the full security drive from Shekinah's house, but half the files were missing. The cloud had been wiped clean hours before investigators arrived. A cyber forensics expert called it professional level deletion. Translation: someone with real tech access erased it. That someone, insiders claim, had connections to a record label, one with a long history of silencing scandals. One of Tiny's XP producers even dropped a cryptic tweet. When truth becomes a liability, the system presses delete. And then the twist that flipped the entire city. The missing footage was found not on Shekinah's cloud, not in Tiny's phone, but on an old studio hard drive. The labels in turn found it while cleaning out storage. And this time, the clip showed something no one expected. Tiny wasn't attacking, she was defending. The footage captured Shekinah swinging first, a chair tipping over, and Tiny shouting, "Stop! There's a baby here." The rest was chaos, noise, panic, broken things. The internet froze. For the first time, people questioned everything. Did the narrative just collapse? Was this all built on manipulation? But before that video could officially clear Tiny, it mysteriously disappeared again. The hard drive went missing, the intern vanished, and the label denied ever having it. Now it wasn't gossip anymore. It was cover-up territory. Whispers started swirling. Was someone intentionally erasing the truth to protect a bigger name? Maybe the brand, maybe the marriage, maybe the network that didn't want its upcoming show cancelled. Shekinah's lawyer called it media trickery. Tiny's lawyer called it digital warfare. Fans just called it hell. Then came the final straw. A cease and desist letter leaked online allegedly from T.I.'s team to Shekinah's lawyer. The line that stood out, continuing to speak publicly about this case, could result in exposure of additional private footage. That single sentence changed everything, because that meant there's more footage, more secrets, more things too explosive for daylight. Tiny's cousin went live that night saying, "Y'all ain't ready for what's really on those tapes." She deleted the video minutes later, but the internet never forgets. Screenshots flooded timelines. Everyone started using one phrase over and over again. The truth ain't done yet, and maybe it isn't. Because while the world argued about guilt, innocence, and betrayal, Tiny's camp was quietly preparing something else. A documentary dealing title Unfiltered. Insiders claim it'll include unseen clips, voicemails, and interviews with people silenced by NDAs. Netflix allegedly made an offer within 48 hours of hearing about it. So yes, the woman accused of trying to kill a baby might be about to sell her own side of the story. That's not irony. That's Atlanta. By now, even Hollywood was paying attention. Celebrities posted cryptic tweets. One wrote, "Never trust the edit." Another, "Not everyone in that clip was innocent." The internet